Okay, let's just dive right in. We all know it, right? Trying to keep up with software development.
Hmm.
It's relentless.
Oh, yeah. It feels like you blink and there's a new framework, a new approach.
Exactly. That feeling of constantly playing catch up. It can be, well, a bit much. Like
What?
trying to drink from a fire hose.
That's the perfect way to put it. That potential for just feeling overwhelmed. People want to learn, but there's just so much stuff.
Where do you even begin?
Right. And how do you make it stick?
Which is why this newsletter announcement we found from a
Mhm.
software architect really caught my eye. It wasn't abstract theory.
No, it felt very grounded, like here's what actually works day to day for staying current.
Mm-hmm. And the core message, I think, was about consistency.
Absolutely. That was the big thing. The idea that even short, regular learning sessions they mentioned, aiming for at least 30 minutes.
Just 30 minutes?
Yeah, that can be way more effective than, waiting for a whole free weekend to do a massive deep dive that might never happen.
Like micro-dosing knowledge.
Kind of. Micro investing in yourself, maybe.
Okay, so the planning aspect. I admit, my first reaction was, oh, great, more planning.
Huh. I get that. But they made a good case, didn't they? Especially if you have a specific goal.
Yeah, like learning a new technology or prepping for a certification, something concrete.
And the key seemed to be starting small. Don't try to plan the entire universe.
Right, breaking it down. That example they showed, the 4-week plan for agent integration.
Huh.
That actually made it seem doable.
It really did. Week 1 was like, learn the basics of MCP, look at a sample.
Do a hello world. Super simple stuff to start.
Exactly. Then it builds up week by week, agent to agent, RH integration, cloud stuff, security.
Seeing it laid out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it suddenly feels less like this giant, scary mountain to climb. More like, okay, I can tackle this week.
Prevents that paralysis, where
Yeah.
the task seems so big you don't even start.
Totally. And it wasn't just about reading, was it? They really pushed the active learning part.
Mm-hmm. The practical exercises. Actually
Yeah.
doing something with the new knowledge.
I love that tip about taking a real problem you have, or maybe one you had before,
Yeah.
and asking yourself, okay, with this new thing I just learned, how would I solve this problem now?
Oh, that's smart. It makes it immediately relevant.
Right. It's not just abstract information anymore. It's a tool you can apply to something you understand. Really cements it.
Anchors it in reality, which we know helps massively with actually remembering stuff.
And the idea of only planning the current week in detail. Genius.
Makes total sense because, let's be honest, this field changes so fast.
Trying to plan specifics 3 months out. Good luck with that.
It's like trying to predict the exact weather in August. You need that flexibility to adjust week by week.
Okay, so that covers the how, consistency, planning, active learning. But what about the what's?
Ah, yes. The inspiration piece.
If you don't have that immediate project or that certification looming, how do you decide what's worth learning next?
Well, the suggestion was to dedicate a little time each day, maybe just scanning updates.
From communities,
Yeah.
companies,
Mm.
specific people.
Yeah, your chosen sources. It's not like you'll find something amazing every single day, obviously.
Of course not.
But it keeps you sort of aware, primed to notice interesting things when they pop up.
Like their example, AWS dropped some new distributed SQL thing.
Right. That announcement could trigger you. Maybe you dive in right away, or maybe you just mentally file it.
Add it to the list.
Exactly. Add it to your radar, as they put it. They even showed that visual, right? With MCP, Golang, Elixir, WebSockets.
Yeah, just a list of interesting topics. Doesn't have to be fancy. Could just be a to-do list, basically.
Your personal curiosity list.
Yeah.
And it's okay that the list keeps growing.
That was kind of a relief to read, actually. That the to-learn list probably always grows faster than the learned list.
It takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
Right.
Not a race to know everything.
No, it's more about the exploration, which is fun.
It should be. But, okay, with all this information out there, finding the good stuff,
Yeah.
that's the next challenge.
Information overload is real. So curating your sources becomes key.
Mm-hmm. Building that trusted filter. You can't read every blog post, follow every person on social media.
God, no. You'd never sleep.
So you pick your battles. A mix of, say, community channels you trust, some key technical blogs, maybe a few newsletters.
People whose opinions you respect.
Exactly. And it's personal, right? If you're deep into back-end, your sources will look different than someone focused on AI or front-end.
Naturally. Which brings us neatly to the architecture corner, the newsletter that sparked this whole chat.
Right. It positions itself as a solution to that curation problem.
A way to get highlights without doing all the digging yourself.
And what I liked is the promise that it's not just links. There's commentary, context.
The why this matters part.
Yeah. That's often the missing piece, isn't it? You see a new tool, but so what? Why should I care? This aims to answer that.
Like having a smart colleague tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, check this out, and here's why it's interesting.
Precisely. Focused on architecture, dev workflows, cloud, AI tools, that sort of area.
So it complements their blog, right? The blog's for the really deep, long articles.
And the newsletter is more for the frequent, broader updates, keeping your finger on the pulse.
Yeah, seems like it. Finding that balance.
Makes sense.
So, wrapping this up, I mean, the big takeaways seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Consistent effort beats sporadic cramming.
Right. That steady rhythm, even just 30 minutes. Plus, having some kind of plan, even a loose one.
A flexible plan, yeah. And actively looking for things that spark your interest.
And being picky about where you get your info from.
Yeah.
Building your trusted sources.
It's all about making it sustainable, not a chore. Avoiding that burnout, that feeling of being totally swamped.
Yeah, keeping the overwhelm at bay, which is where something curated can really help.
Like the Architecture Corner newsletter they mentioned?
Exactly. If software architecture, cloud, and that kind of stuff is your area, it sounds like a pretty useful resource. And free.
Can't argue with free.
We'll definitely put a link in the description for anyone who wants to check it out and subscribe.
Good idea. Worth a look if those are your topics.
So final thought to leave everyone with, maybe think about this. What's just one small thing you could do today? One tiny step towards building your own knowledge corner, whatever that looks like for you.
Start small.
Yeah, just start. And definitely check out the description for that link and more info on the Architecture Corner newsletter. Remember, it's free to subscribe.